talk about Jayson Tatum, Celtics fans. That's what I want to do on today's show. Welcome in. I am your host, Allie Barefoot. And look, Jayson Tatum has been receiving criticism since 2017, when he entered the league pretty much. But it was definitely heightened this last year. Now he's playing for Team USA, and it's going viral now because he's a champ. There's not so much you can say anymore because he's a champion. So let's talk about, is Jayson Tatum now considered an all-time great, or is he at least on the track to becoming one of the greats? Before I hop into that stuff, guys, we got to talk. We got to have a one-on-one conversation right now because this is crazy. I hate losing to the Knicks and the Heat and the Warriors, especially the Heat. F. Rolly. We are in a subscriber battle for the month of July. The Warriors, 9 days in, have 1,200 new subscribers. We're here. We have 329. I am thankful for every single one of you guys. But go on ahead, hit that sub button for me if you guys have not already. The champs can't do this, man. The champs cannot do this. Hit that sub button for me. Let's talk about Jayson Tatum. All right, let's go through some of the accolades here in case you guys were not familiar with how great Jayson Tatum is and is going to be. He is an NBA champion, and boy, does that feel good to say. He's a four-time NBA, five-time NBA All-Star, four-time All-NBA player. He passed Kobe Bryant for most playoff points before turning 27 years old with 2,700, and he led Boston in points, rebounds, and assists. In the postseason, he did come in second for Eastern Conference Finals MVP and NBA Finals MVP, but you know what? It was to his right-hand man, Jaylen Brown. And honestly, Jayson Tatum, he struggled a little bit in the finals, but nonetheless, he's still a star in my eyes. Now, let's talk about what he has done so far since he has become an NBA champion. He became the highest paid player in the NBA history, earning $314 million over the next 5 years. He's now currently competing for Team USA men's basketball program, and he's rumored to be the next 2K25 cover athlete, not to mention he got a fresh cut. So he's obviously feeling himself. But let's talk about what Jayson Tatum had to say about being an elite player. He finally spoke out to the haters, and Tatum said this. He said 100% he agrees he's an elite player. Just being at the topic of discussion of so many debates or whatever it is, can he lead a team? Is he a top 5 player? There's still a lot of things I guess they can debate, but now I've done something they can't debate. I've won a championship. Having that under my belt, obviously there's still conversations to be had or whatever people want to say, but they always got to refer to me as Jayson Tatum, an NBA champion. I would just drop the mic right there if I was Jayson Tatum. What's the wildest take you guys have heard about Jayson Tatum? I know we have seen it all. This man averaged a double-double in the playoffs, and you got ESPN and you got Fox Sports over here saying, can he do enough to lead his team to an NBA championship? Get out of my face. Literally get out of my face. What's the wildest take you've heard about Jayson Tatum? Comment it down below. Let's talk about one of those conversations that he brought up. Is he a top 5 player? Let me tell you, I asked Nick Roloff, Patrick Seatman, Jeffrey Cooperstein. I asked him in the Chat Sports office, and the answers were absurd. But Tatum has scored in his career, which he is only 26 years old, so still a pretty short career here, 11,852 career points. Do I think Jayson Tatum is a top 5 player right now? I do personally. I know I'm a Celtics fan, but you got the 3 international players. You got Jokic, you got Luka, you got Giannis. You can maybe put Joel Embiid in that situation as well, and I put Tatum in my top 5. But when you look at his career points, there are only 5 other players to have done this by the age of 26. And I want to point something out here. LeBron James, an all-time great. Kevin Durant, an all-time great. Melo, and I don't care what your kids say. I don't care. Melo is Carmelo Anthony. It is not LaMelo Ball, an all-time great. Tracy McGrady, an all-time great. Kobe Bryant, an all-time great. So while Tatum may not be in your top 5 just yet, he is definitely on the track to statistically being a top NBA player. And that's just my opinion. Another topic that has come up and all the criticism Jayson Tatum has faced before he won an NBA championship and now after he won an NBA championship is, what about the rumor, can he lead a team? Is he enough to be the number 1? Is he enough to be the face of the franchise and lead his team to a victory now that he has a ring? And here is, for an example, Fox Sports' Skip Bayless. Here's what he had to say on can Jayson Tatum lead his team to the NBA. He said, look, I'm sorry. He's not the best player on his own team. He's just not. I root against him, Boston, and I pick against him. I watch the guy who terrorizes me, who makes me sweat watching the game is always the other guy talking about Jaylen Brown. This is no discredit to Jaylen Brown. He's a phenomenal basketball player. But this comparison is so old, it's not even funny. Tatum and Brown allow each other to be great. You go put them on any other team with just themselves, boom, they're the immediate target. They're double teamed. They are immediately probably easier to stop. But because you have two greats on the same team, they allow each other to do their own roles, their own jobs. And in my mind, Tatum is the face of the franchise. That's just how I see it. But you don't have a ring without Brown. I think they complement each other so well. I'm not the only one that thinks so. Let's bring up what Marcus Smart had to say, a guy that played with him for so many years and who we miss dearly. Marcus Smart said, JB, who is just full force, straight power, and then he throws in a little agility, where you got JT, who is just smooth, a smooth assassin. They complement each other very well. That's why they're, if not the best, one of the best duos in this game. You see when JB's off, JT takes over, and vice versa. They do it in different aspects of the game, but they can do it in the same aspect if they try. But they allow each other to flourish in their own moment. And I'm just going to settle something right now. They're the best duo in the NBA. Sue me. It's my show. They're the best duo in the NBA. And I completely agree here with Marcus Smart. They could both take over if they wanted to. They've said this numerous times. I'm here to win. I'm here to help my team. Jayson Tatum was one of the first people to congratulate Jaylen Brown on winning Eastern Conference Finals and NBA Finals MVP. Jaylen Brown complimented Jayson Tatum saying, I can't do this without JT. So my question here to you guys is not so much pick one over the other, but who's your face of the franchise? Who do you guys think is the best player on the Celtics? There's no wrong answer here because they're both great. And if you want to pick both, you can pick both. I'm not going to kill you. Type JB for Jaylen Brown. Type JT for Jayson Tatum. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comment section down below. While you guys are doing that, if you're in the comment section, you guys are going to see this link posted right there. chatsports.com/CelticsChamps. That's going to get you this fresh, crisp, white t-shirt. It's got a nice little caricature of the starting five, the Boston Celtics on it, who just won the NBA Finals. And what's even better is that this shirt can be worn for many years to come. Why? Because this five is sticking around for multiple years to come. I'm getting this t-shirt. I want you guys to join me. Let's look fresh together. If we're going to TD Garden, chatsports.com/CelticsChamps. That's going to get you guys your 2024 championship gear. Get it while it's hot. One last thing here that I want to touch on with Jayson Tatum signing that $314 million Supermax contract extension for the next 5 years means that Boston could end up being his one stop. If he continues playing the way that he is and upholding all the money that he is getting in, I don't see why he would ever leave Boston, and he agrees. Here's what Tatum had to say about playing in Boston. He said, I'm just so very thankful and grateful. It's not about the money. I've been fortunate enough to make enough, more than I ever thought I would ever have, and to take care of my family. So for me, just to feel wanted, that they wanted me to be here, wanted me for the long haul, for my whole career, I've got nothing but love for this city. I won the championship in this city, the fans and everybody in the organization, and I want to try and win as many as I can. So with that being said, Tatum wants to stick around in Boston, and I love that. That's music to my ears. I think the only question that NBA analysts should be asked right now is, can they run it back? There should be no questions about, is he a top 5 player? Is he the face of the franchise? Is he the person to lead the team? My main question for the Celtics, including Jayson Tatum, is, can they run it back? And recently, on a podcast, Andre Iguodala, who I can never not think of Max Kellerman saying, I want Iguodala, anyways, saying, Andre said on what players in today's NBA can lead their team to a three-peat. There's a clip underneath this tweet, and he's sitting there with Jayson Tatum, and all Andre does is he points to Tatum, and he goes, it's him. Tatum is the only one, in Andre Iguodala's mind, that can make a three-peat happen. 1 down, 2 to go. Can they run it back? They're already starting. You've seen the Boston's bringing back all of the Celtics players that just won an NBA Finals. Why can't they do it again? I do think the Celtics are on track to win a second. To win a third, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough, but I do think it's a genius move how Brad Stevens is starting. I think they would agree with me here. Winning 2 should be in the cards. Winning 3, that's how dynasties are made. Can the Boston Celtics be a dynasty? Type 20 for yes. That means they've won Banner 18, Banner 19, and Banner 20, a dynasty. Or type 19, where they won Banner 18, Banner 19, but maybe not the third. Type 19 for no, type 20 for yes. Let me know in the comments section below. As always, we are severely losing in our subscriber battle this month. I need you guys right now. Please help me beat the Knicks, beat the Heat, beat the Warriors. Go on ahead, hit that sub button for me.